All right, let's dive in. Every year in India, thousands of aspiring doctors run into a huge roadblock. You have this dream of wearing the white coat, but your NEET score just isn't enough. So what happens then? Today, we're going to break down one potential answer, a path that claims to get you right past that obstacle.
So, does this question hit a little close to home? You've got the passion, you've put in the hours, but that one score feels like a massive wall. If that sounds familiar, then you know exactly what we're talking about today.
So first things first, let's really get into the dilemma itself. For so many students and their families, the gap between their ambition and their actual NEET score isn't just a number. It's this huge crossroad that forces some really tough decisions.
And this, right here, is the heart of the problem. On one side, you have this lifelong dream of becoming a doctor. On the other, you have the hard reality of a score from one of the most competitive exams in the world. I mean, the pressure in that moment, it can be absolutely immense.
Okay, so what do most people do? What are the usual options at this point? Well, the sources we're looking at outline two pretty common paths, but they also warn that both of them come with some pretty big risks and compromises.
This question really gets right to the point, doesn't it? It just shines a light on how incredibly uncertain taking a drop year can be. It's a huge gamble, right? You're investing another whole year of your life with absolutely no guarantee that things will be different next time.
And here are those two paths, laid out side by side. On one hand, you can retake the exam. You lose a year, and you face all that intense pressure all over again. Or, on the other hand, you make a major compromise. You switch to a different field like B-Pharma or BSc. But that means giving up on that original dream of an MBBS.
But what if it's not just a choice between those two things? This line we're looking at is a real turning point in the conversation. It suggests there's a third way, one it calls smarter, safer, and faster.
And that path, well, it's about looking abroad, pursuing an MBBS degree but outside of India. This is the big idea, the main solution being put forward here, a different route to the very same degree.
So where does this path actually lead? The source material we're analyzing points to a very specific place, Kyrgyz State University. So let's zoom in and take a closer look at what this opportunity really is.
Okay, so right off the bat, a few things are highlighted to build some trust. First, it's a government university, not some private college, and it's located in the capital city, Bishkek. And this is a big one. It lists approvals from both the WHO and India's NMC. That NMC approval is absolutely crucial if you ever want to practice back in India. And finally, the whole program is taught in English, so no language barrier.
And then, of course, there's the big question, the cost. The source highlights this number, $1,750 per semester. This figure is really positioned as a super affordable alternative, especially when you think about the cost of private medical colleges in India. So, diving into the details, we're told that it's a 6-year program, and that includes a full year of practical internship. The whole thing is supposed to be very hands-on, from treatments all the way to surgeries. They also make a point to mention things aimed specifically at Indian students, like making sure Indian food is available and that there are hostel facilities.
You know, one of the biggest questions is probably, has anyone else actually done this? Well, to answer that, the source gives us this number. Over 1,000 Indian students are apparently already studying there. It's basically social proof, right? It shows there's already a community you could join.
All right, so this brings us to the home stretch. Now that the problem and the solution have been laid out, the tone shifts. It becomes much more direct, creating a real sense of urgency. And the message here is crystal clear. This isn't some far-off idea for the future. They're saying admissions are open now for the next batch of students. The whole opportunity is framed as something you have to act on quickly.
So how do you actually do it? Well, it's broken down into a pretty simple 3-step plan. It all starts with getting in touch with an organization called NextMiles Global. From there, you get all the information you need, and then, as they put it, you can make your dream come true.
And that's where we'll leave it for this breakdown. So what we've seen is a pretty compelling alternative for anyone feeling stuck after their NEET results. The idea is to reframe the journey, from a dead end in India to an open road abroad. The real question it leaves you with is, could your path to that white coat be waiting for you, just in a different country?